Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 549 for episodes originally releasing January the 22nd, 2020. Before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, Drew, what else we got in the world of comics? What's going on?
Well, we've got some feedback from our wonderful listeners. First off, Eric Wolf says, "The Hero Initiative sounds like a great charity to support. Put me down to join the challenge. I've invested my $100 in 3 books so far. Star number 1, he's right out of the gate, Kyle. He's doing better than us.
Yeah, no doubt.
3 books already. Star number 1, the Campbell cover. Star Wars number
That's a
1.
good cover.
Star Wars number 1, the Adam Hughes 1 in 50 variant. And the Thor number 1 variant with Surfer on the cover. I've also created a Google Sheets ledger to track my progress throughout the year. Sounds nerdy, just like you, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
I'll try to share it with you guys in case it can be of use to you or others. I figure that using a spreadsheet would be a good way to track money coming in and going out. Let me know if there are specifics I need to know to participate in the challenge with you. Here's a look at my spreadsheet. And he has $10 for Thor number 1. He's got $25 for the Star Wars number 1 and $4 for Star number 1. So he's down to $60. So he spent $39 so far in his investment. He's still got $61 left. That's kind of cool. Yeah, right out of the gate. We've got somebody making some moves. So we'll have to get on the board, Kyle.
No doubt. I went looking for some stuff again Monday, but didn't pull the trigger on anything. I'm starting out a little timid, and that needs to stop.
well, we do have the year, so
It's true.
But I'd hate to be like the last week of December and still sitting on $100.
Though I did fire off I was trying to pick up an old collection off of a Facebook sale, but that fell through too. I was like, this could make it or break it right here, but that didn't work.
So that's pretty cool, Eric. We thank you very much for being a part of the Hero Initiative Challenge. And to remind everyone, Eric from Cowabunga has sponsored Kyle and I to search out spec-worthy books throughout the year. And at the end of the year, sell said books with the proceeds to be donated to the Hero Initiative. The winner gets bragging rights. And he laid down the gauntlet that if any listeners want to participate, we could make it a fun little challenge for us for the year. And we are up to 5 people now. So it's Kyle and I, plus 3 listeners, Eric, Steven, and Jason. So we are excited to see who the winner is. We've got some stiff competition already, and we're going to have to put our thinking caps on and make sure we do a good job.
That's right. You can sell anytime. You can strike whenever the iron's hot. So whenever you get the ability, sell. You don't have to wait till the end of the year and then sell. Just whatever your running tally is, keep track.
Now, help me now. Let's say I spec on something, sell it for $15. Can I reinvest that $15 again?
Absolutely. That's the goal in my mind.
So I can reinvest the money over and over again till the end of the year.
Yes, because I'm thinking at the end of this I'll have $600 to reinvest, and I'll be really hammering through quite a bit of stuff here before it's all said and done.
Nice. Okay. Marvin says, I want to compliment Kyle on his 2019 Best of Music selections.
There you go.
The most recent C4 FAP episode really helped develop the character of Kyle, in quotes. the character of Kyle, in quotes, based on his musical preferences. He almost seems human.
There you go.
Nope, we'd fooled you. He's not. He's a bot. He's a Russian bot. Megan asks, why is there so much hate for The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson? I thought it was great. And from your spoiler episode, you both seem to really like it. But now it's like J.J. Abrams rushed into a burning building and saved Star Wars. I just don't get it. Well, I liked it at the time. I know there's a lot of vitriol out there. Kyle, what did Rian Johnson do wrong?
I'm not an absolute hater of it, and I love Rian Johnson. Brick is one of my top 10 movies of all time. I like Looper. I can't wait for to watch Knives Out. I like Rian Johnson a lot. I'm not attached to old school characters, so like I wasn't a person who was in any way, shape, or form offended by the Luke Skywalker and the emasculation of Luke Skywalker and all the stupid stuff like that. That did not bother me at all. On a second viewing, everything that happened on the stupid casino planet was stupid, annoying, and needed taken out.
Yes.
I did not notice that on the first thing. On the second one, it was glaring that was all a complete time waster and bad.
Dumb side quest. That's true.
There is only one thing in the entirety of Last Jedi that is kind of an unforgivable sin to me. It is the only thing, and it's something that came to me post, and it's kind of something that I continue to get hung up on, and it's stupid purple-haired Laura Dern and her garbage character.
Okay.
For the reasons that in The Last Jedi, they killed Akbar off screen in just a little saying, he's dead. And then they gave stupid purple-haired Laura Dern this epic send-off death.
That should have been Akbar. Oh, okay.
And that is the biggest thing that bothers me. I could care less about the Mary Poppins scene and flying through space. Yeah, weird. That's fine. At the time, it makes for that doesn't bother me. The stupid Laura Dern stuff, the stupid Admiral Holdor character, and her getting that when we had a character that we should have given payoff to, that's the biggest thing that I hate from that movie. Everything else is fine. I enjoyed everything else.
Yeah. I watched it right before we saw the Skywalker movie, the last one, and watched it again, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, it's just like, oh look at a couple of things jump out at you being kind of silly, but still fun.
Absolutely. And it's like at the time I saw a Star Wars movie in the theater.
Yeah.
I don't care how old I get, that is still awesome to me. And I still love watching Star Wars on the big screen. And I always leave happy. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Have you adjusted your rankings, your all-time rankings of Star Wars films based on your new feelings of Last Jedi now?
Yes. So I'm still Empire. I'm still Jedi.
So wait a minute, it's 5, 6.
5, 6, and then it's Rogue One.
Wait a minute. Rogue One over Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't like 4. New Hope's not great.
Wow.
And then it is... and then it's Sith, which is 3. And then it's Skywalker.
Well, you've missed a lot. Which is 9. So wait a minute, what about Force Awakens? What about Last Jedi?
Yeah,
what about
Force Awakens is right after that. Well, I did top 5. Do you want them all?
Yeah. 5, 6, Rogue One, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going
then you
Force
said
Awakens.
Skywalker.
Then we go Force Awakens.
Did you say wait a minute, you said Skywalker, right?
Yes, Skywalker's 5. And then we go Force Awakens. Then
Wait
we go
a minute, which is 8. No, 7.
7.
Skywalker's
and then
9.
we go 4.
We go 4. Okay.
And then we go Jedi. And then we go 2, and then we go 1.
So we go 8.
I'm sorry, we go 1, then we go 2.
Okay.
And it's strictly because Darth Maul.
So everybody universally hates Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Well, not hates, but it's the least favorite.
Correct.
Okay, so you don't have Solo in there anywhere.
You could put Solo down right above 1 and 2.
So it's above Phantom Menace or below?
We'll put it above, better than Phantom Menace.
That's crazy.
You think it's worse?
I think Phantom Menace was pretty good.
Yeah, Darth Maul's great.
But I like Solo too. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a cool list.
Yeah. And you're an Empire guy, so you have Empire 1. Or you're a Jedi 1. You have Jedi 1.
I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6.
Really?
I'm gonna go. The original is the original, man.
In that order?
I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6.
You think A New Hope is the best movie in the Star Wars series?
Yeah. Remember, I went to see it in the theater.
In 1977, you did not see it in the theater, so stop this crap.
I'm sure I did.
You did not.
Where did I see it?
I don't know, but it wasn't.
I went to the theater. They
took you to the theater at
7.
I
went to the Shakers Theater in Logan, Ohio with Shane. I went to Leon's and got some penny candies. Some of those little candy cigarettes. I pretended to smoke them.
You rolled it up in your
bad
sleeve.
Omen
Like,
for,
yeah.
Fast forward to college, that was a bad idea. And I'm pretty sure we went to Star Wars. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like any of our parents to take a 7-year-old to a movie.
I think it was a big deal, dude. Everybody knew it was a big deal. And then I got action figures for Christmas.
Oh, we're not going to start down this road, are we?
And then Kyle came and destroyed them all. Anyway, I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to go 7, and then I'm going to go Rogue One, and then I think I'm going to go... It's hard. I can't do it. I like them all. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So you scrutinized my list and then wept like a little girl and stopped halfway through yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the original trilogy better than the rest, but I do like a lot of the new stuff. But I also didn't think the prequels were that bad. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
And you still need to watch Rebels and Clone Wars.
And then I'm gonna talk to Mom. Find out if I went to see Star Wars in the theater or not.
How much is it going to crush you if she says I don't remember?
That's probably what the answer is. I'll ask Shane because he remembers everything from our childhood. I'll ask him. All right. Jeff says, I was double and triple dipping on some of my favorite comics. I was getting the comic, the trade, a hardcover. Do you guys still do that? And do you keep all the formats? Or do you sell them once you replace them with the next thing? Huh. I have like I have Saga in multiple formats.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten rid of any versions.
I have American Alien in multiple formats. I have Hawkeye in multiple formats.
Yep.
I have.
Now it wouldn't stop me from selling them. I would sell my Sagas. And I would sell, like Walking Dead. I've purchased digitally multiple copies of one, multiple trades, multiple omnibuses and compendiums, and I'll sell any of that.
But yeah, definitely having a trade or a hardcover of something makes me much more likely to sell it because I can always go back and read it if that were to ever be the thing in the way.
Yeah.
So collecting in a secondary format does indeed loosen
it makes
your
it
grip.
Easier to liquefy everything else.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, it gets rid of the kind of the nostalgia of holding on to it. Makes it easier, I think. But I don't. I'll sell anything, obviously. And let's see. Oh, and he says, and thanks for bringing back the C4 Fat Bundle.
Hey,
nice.
all right.
It's a great segue, Jeff. We'll talk about that right now really quickly. Our C4 Fat Bundle for, is this April previews? No, March previews? What is this, Kyle?
Well, it's currently January, so we're going February, March.
February, March. We've got 4 titles selected. Billionaire Island, number 1, the cover B by Pia Guerra. Resistance, number 1, cover A. We've got Dragon Whisperer, number 1. We've got North Bend, number 1, cover B by Tula Lotay. All 4 of those titles are 45% off when bundled, and you can get them for like
$8.76.
$8.76. Get that from Eric at Cowabunga. All his contact information is in the show notes. But you can always send him an email at eric@cowabungacomics.com and make sure you get on that list. So that was... You don't remember the publishers off the top of your head? I didn't write that down.
Billionaire Island's Ahoy Comics, Dragons, Red 5, North Bend Scout, and what was the other one?
Resistance.
I think that was Image.
Image. What was Dragon Whisper?
Red 5.
And then Scout is North Bend.
Yep.
Man, you're good. You wrote that down, didn't you?
Yep, my notes from last week.
Well, all right. So speaking of Eric's list, let's take a look at the FOC.
Of course, the FOC is our final chance to order books that we did not order during the previews. Usually a few weeks out, kind of our last bite of the apple. We get a chance to look at some art, maybe get some FOC exclusives, and just get the opportunity to, and Drew in my case, usually add quite a bit to our order. Of course, we get this wonderfully curated list of these things from Eric at Cowabunga Comics, and he even features a few things for us. Some of the things that he's featured as FOC items are from Dark Horse, Hellboy, and BPRD, the Seven Wives Club. I am so much behind on any Hellboy or BPRD, so I don't understand anything that's going on there. We got James Tinian IV and Peter Tomasi writing Batman Pennyworth R.I.P. #1 with a dope Lee Weeks cover A.
Oh, wow.
Rest in peace, Pennyworth. It's getting real. He's got 2 books here. We've got a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy #6 cardstock variant. There's apparently 2 of them. We've got the Ivy cover, or we've got the Harley cover. And if you put them together, they make a really cool connecting cover.
That is nice.
That is very nice. Gwen Stacy #1 of 5, Christos Gage writing that one. And a nice Adam Hughes cover right there on the cover A. And Nebula #1. Vida Ayala writing that with a cool Jen Bartel cover A.
You know, Eric's really good at this. Like he's like in sync with the stuff I like.
Yeah.
Like these are the same type of books that I would select.
Well, what's the #1 rule of speculation, Drew?
Pretty covers.
If you like it, odds are other people will as well.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. Very much.
All right, let's start with our FOC and see if we can find anything in Dark Horse.
Anything else that Eric hasn't already claimed? All the good stuff.
You are just bitter.
No,
my friend.
He does a great job.
I'll take all the help I can get. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Blackwood Morning After #1, Veronica Fish cover. The next chapter of the hit cult fantasy series Blackwood. So I didn't read Blackwood, so I don't care about the second part. But if you did, don't forget the new one.
Green Lantern is back for season 2.
I guess we're going down to DC.
With a 12-issue miniseries. Is that more Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp? Okay.
Yeah.
People that like that like that. I'm not one of those people, but maybe this one would grab me.
But there are people. And to be fair, none of us are Lantern people, so it's not like we normally do Lantern.
That's true.
And we couldn't get behind
That's
this.
True. The final issue of Superman Smashes the Klan been really cool. That's a really cool, fun thing. Even though it's an $8 book, Gene Young Lang does doing a great job telling a great story, and it's really fun.
Did you do this Wonder Woman Dead Earth, Drew?
Yeah, I read the first issue. I liked it a lot.
Heard a lot of good things about it. It's sitting there waiting for me, but I haven't jumped on it yet. Of course, these are in DC Black Label Prestige format, $7 a piece. You are not too late to probably run out and grab your cover A, FOC this by Monday, get on the train. It's a 4-issue series, and get on it. So far, it seems very good.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You think you can still pick up the first issue?
Yeah, I would imagine. Anything else in DC?
No, I was looking at Tartarus down at Tartarus.
Drew, you can't say that on a podcast.
Oh, sorry. Johnny Christmas doing the writing and Jack Cole on art. It's sci-fi.
You just leapfrogged IDW in half of Image.
Man, I'm moving it
You are. You're
fast.
fine. It's all good. I get lost sometimes.
Well, you can always jump back up. You got something pops up. You got to talk about. You talk about it, man.
Hey, I just thought maybe we'd talk about Spawn 305 since it's been a big thing for Image, but we'll move on.
If you care about Spawn, you talk about Spawn.
So what's Tartarus about?
I don't know. You interrupt me so many times that it's a sci-fi book. Who cares? I don't even want to look at it anymore.
Drew, it's $6.
You ruined it for.
Drew, $6.
Tartarus is $6.
$6, 44 pages.
God.
Again, Drew and I have a rule. If you want us to read your book, put those those pages in there, but give us a deal.
Give us a deal. Give us a deal.
Make this thing look appealing. Don't put all the onus on us. Mm-hmm. Make it a bargain we can't resist.
Man, Jessica Jones' Blind Spot was really good too. I'm down in Marvel, by the way. So this is the third issue, and I just read the first issue. Kelly Thompson doing Jessica Jones. Really has the sense of, it feels like Bendis is writing it. It's really good. I like it a lot. Just wanted to throw that out there.
There you go. For not a whole lot of money, we've got a Gwen Stacy #1 J. Scott Campbell variant as well that I'm not being given a sneak peek of, but I can essentially guarantee you it will be worth it.
Yes. I'm probably not going to go with the Nebula, though.
We have a Scotty Young cover they're not giving us. I think I'd enjoy a Scotty Young Nebula cover.
You think it's a baby cover?
Yes, that's normally what when they have them like as the cover F, the Young cover. Those are almost always the younger versions. Spirits Ghost Rider, Mother of Demons by Ed Brisson. Burning out of the pages of Ghost Rider, since the dawn of man, she has birthed the worst of humanity's ills. Her kin call her mama, while men curse her name Lilith. I don't know what Lilith. Queen. Blah, blah, blah. Interesting. I am not in that world. It just seems interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of heat on Star Wars Kylo Ren. We have a second printing of #2 and the ability to get third here on the FOC. So, but those have had some heat on them.
I've blown through the rest and seen nothing.
Nothing you care about in
Nope.
Gotcha. Alright, that appears to be all of our FOC items. The last things we felt we needed out of these.
Yep.
Our last bite of the apple for some things. You're not interested in Alienated from Boom Studios?
No, I don't think so.
It's Cy Spurrier.
Yeah, I know. I looked at it. I looked at the Wild Goose cover. It was all right.
It's a subversive coming-of-age story about having all the power to change the world, but the unready hands to truly wield it.
Boom has been doing really good stuff, so I'm sure I'll read it.
I don't know much about Chris Wild Goose, but we shall see. All right, of course, this is our FOC. It's just an opportunity to add some things, take things away, and maybe get a little bit more information about things coming up. Sometimes you find a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes you find just a few things you want to add to it. So just remember, if any of your LCSs do FOC, they want those in by midday on Monday to add those things to your order to make sure you're not scavenging through the secondary market because you were too late to grab something. So,
all right, let's slide over to Comicron, who has published their best selling comics, best 500 selling comics of 2019. They haven't finished the December list for some reason, and they may not. We'll take a look next week to see if it's any more complete than it is right now, and we might touch on it. Otherwise, we will just move on if they're not going to give us this information for free that we take advantage of. So overall, Marvel for the year at almost 45%. Share of comic sales with 44.72%. DC was at 30.74%. and Image was in third place, solid third place with 7.69%. Then we dropped down to IDW with 3, Boom with 2, and Dark Horse with 2, Dynamite almost 2 at 1.88, and then a bunch of people under 1, really under a half. Valiant, Viz, Archie, Titan, Oni, Aftershock. Then Zenoscope is in like that next tier with 0.29, Action Lab at 0.25, Vault at 0.25. Everybody else gets the last 2.72%. So nice to see Aftershock on the list with some of these other smaller back half publishers. Vault, nice, impressive that they're getting name checked. That's good, but my God, we need to get them in at least into single digits. So if we that's you look at 75, 65% of the list is Marvel and DC, big two comics, a little more than that. What?
I said, yep.
Yep. Okay. And now we kind of get a reason why when we go down to the number of comics released. Yeah. Marvel released 1,191 comics in 2019.
Essentially $1,200, 12 months. That's $100 or $100 a month.
Yep.
Just month over month over month.
DC released 890, but you'll remember that about with 3 or 4 months left in the year, Diamond started reporting their cover Bs differently. Once DC started charging an extra $1 for their cover Bs with the card stocks, they started reporting them as separate comic SKUs, and therefore that moved the numbers up a little bit. So I don't really think they're
probably closer to 800 than 890.
I think we're probably closer to 700 than 890, but
dang.
We'll have to, I'd have to do a deeper dive in there. Image no slouch, releasing 546 comics, which really, that's a lot of comics to only have 7% of the market, right?
Yeah.
So I think some of the stuff they're putting out just isn't catching on with folks. Well, obviously, IDW nearly 400 comics released. Dark Horse 250, Boom 250, Dynamite nearly 200 comics, Archie 126, or about 10 a month there it looks like. Aftershock did almost 100 for the year. Thought that would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Right?
It seems like it. Yeah.
Seemed like Aftershock's a lot more prolific than that. They must have had some down months. Mm-hmm. We got Zenoscope with 86, American Mythology with 85, Titan 83, Valiant 81, Lion Forge 59, Oni 52, and they are now aren't they owned the same company now? Aren't they merged?
That sounds right.
But I guess they're still being reported separately. And then everybody else released another 900 comics for a total of, get this, Kyle, 5,395 comics over the course of the year. It's tough to read 10% of that.
Yeah. No doubt.
And I can't even imagine reading half of that. I probably read 1,000.
I was gonna say you do that. You do fine.
Yeah. I read.
So 10% of that would be 539 divided by 12 months. So you're reading probably at least $45 a month.
Yeah, I am. But it's still tough.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got here in the breakdown? Yeah, they do combine graphic novels with everything, but that's okay. It's kind of a snapshot. We can see what the big ones are. You'll remember most of these from our list throughout the year. Detective was the top-selling comic, the issue 1,000, with 574,000 sold. Spawn 300 was number 2 at 275, so quite a drop-off between 1 and 2. X-Men number 1 took the third slot. Black Cat number 1 in fourth. Deceased, number 1 in fifth. Then we got Absolute Carnage. We've got another one, Comics 1000, which was Marvel Comics. Yeah. We have House of X, and Powers of X. And then rounding out the top 10 is War of the Realms with 193,000. So we've now dipped below 200,000. As we look down on the list, we don't get below 100,000 until you get all the way down to rank 55 with Absolute Carnage number 4, which was still selling at 100,000.
Dang.
So 55 comics sold over 100,000 over the course of the year.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. When you look on here, anything else jump out at you off this big master list of
a lot of big numbers?
Yeah, a lot of big numbers. A lot of ones, a lot of twos, not a lot of high numbers.
No.
And even some of the high numbers are artificially high.
Yeah.
You know,
the fact that we get about a 60% attrition this year on everything after cover one, or after number 1 seems to be pretty backed up here by these numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Probably one of the big stories is you can kind of take a look at Batman over the course of the year and just see it's, steadily falling,
declining.
Yeah. And until it gets to its 85th issue at 60,000 or whatever it ended up landing. We'll see if it rebounds next month with James Tynion coming back. But that's it for the year, unless you had something else that jumped out at you.
A bunch of big numbers, just trying to remember things. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when that came out, came out.
A lot of comics released. I am of the opinion that less is more in comics. I would like to read a greater percentage of the comics being put out, and at 5,300 a year, it's a challenge.
Yeah,
like if it was cut in half, I'd like that, but I'm afraid it would still be. Marvel and DC wouldn't change their output. It'd just be the little guys getting pushed out. So I don't want that.
And of our top 10 best-selling books of the year, there's one $3.99 book and a $10 book, two $10 books.
Yeah.
So our love of sticking to a lower price and still being able to do this is just taken out back and shot in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. All right, let's shoot over to see what's selling on eBay this week. And these are from Cover Price Top 10. They collect all the eBay hot sellers. And this is for the week that ends today on the 17th. Number 1 for this week is New Mutants number 18, which had the first full appearance of Demon Bear, and sold 47 copies for about $12 raw. And there's some 9/8 floating around there that got $100 out of it. And I guess based on the New Mutants trailer, must be an appearance of Demon Bear in there.
Yeah, looks like it. I didn't even watch that trailer.
I did not either. Ex Machina is hot. It's at number 2. It has been optioned for a movie. Not the first Brian K. Vaughan to be optioned for a movie and then never, ever come out. But let's keep our fingers crossed. First issue sold 25 copies for about $20. And I have a stack of them somewhere. And a 9/6 selling for $87. So might be worth sending that bad boy off.
There you
go. The Clock, number 1. The new Matt Hawkins book from Image came out and was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And it sold 22 copies, but just for about double cover. Not even quite double cover. The New World number 1 came out. This has already been optioned. 11 copies sold for about $19. I don't think I read this one.
I didn't either.
I'm not sure what this is. Let me click this one. Just find out what that is.
It'll take you to the eBay listing.
trying to look at the cover and see if I recognize it. I might have missed this completely. When did this come out?
We didn't like it, what it was about, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
it doesn't look
we
familiar.
Talked about it.
Ah. Let's see. We also have the New Mutants #1. Sold another 26 copies for about $10 a piece, and a 9.6 sold for 106. Star Wars Kylo Ren still hot. The second issue, a 21 and 25 variant, selling well. 22 copies sold for about $62. The first issue still selling, 14 copies, average price of $27. And then at rank 8, we got New Avengers #7, the first appearance of the Illuminati. Rumor that Endgame may have set up for an introduction of Illuminati. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It sold 17 copies for $8 and a 9.8 for $50 almost.
Gotcha.
We have Marvel's.
You want to include back in a little bit on New World #1?
Sure.
$5 issue 1 is one of the reasons we weren't big on it.
Okay.
And it starts with it's a weird solicit. The United States of America after the Second Civil War, 2 lovers meet, one a straight edge vegan hacker, anarchist boy. So that's probably where you lost me in the solicit with a penchant for the state. The other kid,
Yeah.
Mad Max and Romeo and Juliet was how it was billed.
Okay.
Yeah. $5, I raspberried it.
That's the end.
So.
We've got Marvel graphic novel #4. This is New Mutants related. The first team appearance of the New Mutants sold for 11 copies for around $32, and a 9.8 at $6.77. So I don't remember that at all. Marvel graphic novel #4. Okay.
I have that. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, you might want to. You have a 9.8 by any chance?
It looks good. Okay, so like, it's in perfect condition, but it's got that weird thing where they ran a black marker over the top of them. You think that kicks the?
Yeah, I do. I think that definitely kicks it down. So
like,
that's too bad because that's nearly
the beginning. It's perfect, but if you look at the top, you can see a little black line.
Yeah, that's a PGX 9.8, but not a CGC 9.8.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the one I wanted to get Claremont to sign next time we were somewhere he was.
Okay, that changes things. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then rounding out the top 10, we've got Detective Comics Batman 80th Anniversary Giant. Features an uncensored version of the first appearance of Batman from Detective 27. Has a super low print run. This grail of Walmart DC Giants sold 12 copies for $137 that week. Who knew?
I did. I told you about it last week.
But who knew why? I mean,
yeah, no doubt.
It's now. This is the first I'm hearing that it's got a uncensored Detective 27. So what was censored before? I wonder.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
Hey.
Someone will tell us. Anyway, that's all for the top 10 from of eBay hot sellers. Let's shoot over to our sneak peek at next week.
All right, let's head over to previewsworld.com. Find new releases. Find January 22nd, 2020. And we'll start where we love to start. Let's start in Image. And, of course, we have American Jesus New Messiah #2. This was our top secret cover that we never saw any covers for or anything. And we continue to not have covers or art or anything for these. And, of course, that's the Mark Millar project.
Since that was a sequel, I didn't even try to attempt to read that one.
I got to continue on Middle West. I stopped around issue 8, but I really was enjoying it, so I got to jump right back on.
I'm usually, pretty all in on Image. This whole week's offering, the only thing I'm reading is Heart Attack. That whole list. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Surprising.
There you go. Well, then let's see what Dark Horse has to offer for us. The end of a bunch of things, so like the end of Ethan, disappearance of Violet Bell, the end of Triage, the end of Mask, I Pledge Allegiance to the Mask. So and the end of Count Crowley's Reluctant Monster Hunter. So Dark Horse ending a bunch of their series this week.
Yes.
IDW has Ghostbusters Year 1. Eric Burnham writing that.
So Kyle, like all Walmart giants, they all end up being released the comic shop. So when that detective comes out, it won't have that uncensored reprint in it, will it?
Wouldn't see why not. I don't know that I remember a difference between the insides of any of these books when they came out to the shops.
I don't think they had the reprints. I think they just had the new stuff.
Ah, very possible. But when I was searching for this, I was finding Batman #1 from 2 years ago. So they may have given themselves carte blanche to continue to print these as well.
Gotcha.
And we can't just say Walmart giants anymore because there's now Target exclusive giants.
True. Are they? Have you checked to see if they're heating up?
They were double cover a couple weeks ago, but I'm sure they've settled since then. It wasn't anything too crazy.
So $20.
Wasn't it $4.99 and they were going for 10?
Oh, I thought they were $9.99 at Target.
Oh, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember.
You might be right. I don't know. I wouldn't swear to it.
There you go. Down to DC, we've got 4 of 7 for Basket Full of Heads.
And we have a milestone issue for Wonder Woman, $750. It's a $10 book. Got a bunch of different decades covers. People are less excited about that than they were about detective and action, but
There you go.
still nice.
Very good Francisco Mattina cardstock cover on Batman as well.
Nope, nothing else there.
Drew has ripped his notes up and thrown them away. He's going off book.
I'm going none of that's good.
All right, let's head on down to Marvel.
I'm going to continue to milk Venom for all he's worth. There's Web of Venom, Good Son, #1. We just had Venom the End, I think, didn't we? Or was that Venom or Carnage the End? I don't know. I get him confused.
Guardians of the Galaxy getting another #1 reboot. This with Al Ewing and Juan Cabal on it. It looks like we've got your typical, a fairly standard Guardians of the Galaxy. Looks like we got Rocket Raccoon there. We got Nova. Who else?
Constant reboots. It doesn't bother anybody anymore, I guess, but it still drives me nuts.
Volume 75.
There's a Fantastic Four 18 with a Smallwood variant. I love that.
Drew, you ever thought to yourself, I wonder what would happen if Captain America ever fought Dracula?
Yeah,
Well,
all the time.
Think no farther than Ruins of Ravencroft, Dracula #1 by Frank Thierry.
Eek, Frank Thierry. Yeah, man, nothing at Marvel doing it for me.
True Believers, Criminally Insane, Purple Man #1, which is an old Daredevil yellow suit cover. That's cool looking. 1964 Daredevil #4. Huh. Did you talk about this Web of Venom?
I just they're continuing to milk Venom with yet another #1.
Which I thought was, but it's a very odd cover. Dylan Brock and Normie Osborn. We talked about Normie Osborn during the Red Goblin phase, and Dylan Brock. So we have kind of the opposite of our Super Sons at DC. They survived the trials of absolute carnage, but what's next for Goblin Child and Son of Venom? interesting. All right, down to Dynamite. Boom, and all of our other stuff.
Yeah, I'm. I'm gonna have
Future,
to.
the last Once in Future.
Yeah, that's good news.
Boom.
Well, not good
Scary
news that it's
kill.
ending, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what's going on. Looks like a good one. Now, if we continue to skate down to Ablaze Comics, we have a book called Kids with a Z, first issue, written by Aurelian Duke Hydre. Ha ha! Great name. With art by Jocelyn Jarrett and a cover by Esdras Cristobal. It has been 3 months since a terrible epidemic turned the population into zombies hungry for fresh meat. Only after devouring almost all of humanity, the undead themselves began to wither and fall from famine. Somewhere in a suburban town, Ben, 10 years old, and still traumatized by the death of his parents, forms with his friends the last battalion of humanity, and between hunting zombie survivors, expeditions to amass food, toys, and comics, all filmed by the aptly named Spielberg, life flows rather peacefully in their world until something worse than a nuclear disaster or the 4 flashing red rings of death on an Xbox 360 hits their small community. 2 girls. Dun, dun, dun. Looks pretty good.
Yep, and a cool looking B cover that I believe is an homage to the what's that stupid vampire movie?
What is it?
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you because I've seen it like 15 times. Which one? Cover B?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely Lost Boys.
Cover C is an homage to Ghostbusters. And cover D is an homage to I can't remember on that one.
Mad Max, maybe?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
It's cool. Those are
Not
cool.
too shabby. It might be worth getting a 4-pack of those things.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Is cover A Goonies?
Yeah, it could be Goonies.
Can't remember anything about nothing. Yeah. They're neat covers. Seems like a neat premise. Very cool.
It's probably not Mad Max then. That's because if it's all, of course, that's Ghostbusters. That's not really a kid's. I don't know. Maybe. I have to look into that. Very nice.
Very nice. Freaks and Gods, giant size #1 for $6 from 215 Incorporated.
And that, sir, is all.
Yeah, nobody cares about Casper. Don't think we care about Betty and Veronica. What If #1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you run into your LCS? Make sure you pick up in that bag and board, take home, and just make sure you hold on to.
It's got to be Kids. I'm waffling back and forth between cover A and cover B. I think I'm going to land on cover B.
There you go. You are nothing if not a waffler. And I'm going to cop out with the 6th issue of Once in Future.
Good call. I was thinking that same thing.
So those are the ideas. Were any of these ideas spec worthy for your upcoming Heroes Initiative competition, or just regular spec worthy? If you disagree with any of the things that we chose, feel free to drop us a line, be part of the podcast, tell us what we missed on this week, or if you think we were just perfectly right and we got it 100% like we usually do, feel free to drop us a line and tell me that as well. So, of course, that can all be found. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I think he's still got us a Tumblr account, Gmail, all that fun stuff. So reach out, be part of the podcast, drop us a line and say hi, and tell us if we missed anything or whatnot. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.
See ya.
No way you saw Star Wars.
No way? No way.